It's been a while since I've done anything to better myself. Been getting out of shape, haven't worked out in a while, haven't done anything good for myself. I think it's time to do things a little bit different. I'm starting my spiritual journey over again. I'm gonna try my best and forget everything that I've learned so far. But, getting behind him. But for the sake of all these nosy people that I know is gonna be watching anyway, not so much speaking of the ones that actually do love me, but there's so many people out there that wanna be in the mix just so that they can talk junk and participate behind the scenes and pretend like they aren't cocky, or whatever the case may be. But that's another story for a different day. I'm gonna start off with my spiritual journey though. And this time, hey, if I'm gonna be watched, then I might as well do it in the presence of everybody watching. Hey, you might learn something. You might be able to grow just as much. The whole point is so that we can all feed our souls. That way, it's that much easier to wake up and get into our daily routines. Whether you working 9 to 5, running your own business, a part of something low, part of something high, working low, working high, whether you in the trenches with the regular employees, or whether you in the offices with the so-called big dollar. You know, I don't want to throw too much out there, because my mama's about to do a running. But I'm gonna try to make videos as much as I can. Because I'm trying to do better for me too. But I'm trying to make videos as much as I can. At least once a week, I'll post something. You see, obviously I'm not good at being behind the camera and talking about my life and what I'm thinking and what I'm going through spiritually. What I do know is that it's an ongoing process. Even when you think you're not on your spiritual journey, you're on your spiritual journey. Most people just doesn't notice it. Or they notice it, and they just don't understand what they're feeling and what they're seeing. And the changes that are going through a person's body, mind, and spirit as these changes commence.
You need some help.
I know. I'm going to cashmanUSA.com, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
Go to cashmanUSA.com to apply for the money you need. You're asleep. You have enough life insurance. How much just one of us?
I want to know what some of you guys think. I want this to be a very interactive experience. Most people will find me on Instagram at Alex Lefar. I had to spell it weird like that because at one point in time, I didn't want to be in the public eye. But it seems like no matter what I do, no matter how low key I try to stay, I'm always put in that position. So here we are. And for those that don't know how to spell it, it's ALEX, Alex. Lefar. I gotta think about this myself. This is my first name backwards. LAEHPAR. Yeah, Lefar. It'll pop up if you get the approximate anyway. So you'll see my ugly mug sitting up in that profile pic. And that's on Facebook and Instagram. I already got some information that's put out there to get your minds wrapped around, to get us somewhat of an understanding of what we're going to be going through over the course of time. A wide range of topics about health, spiritual health, emotional health, mental health, just all overall spiritual being. That's what I call it all in one nutshell. But you ever wonder how these yogis, these old people, they live to be 100 plus? Is their overall being taken care of? Most importantly, spiritually. And the reason why I'm saying spiritually first is because everything happens within us before it can show itself outside. For instance, I randomly got the thought, hey, get on the treadmill for a little bit. Did I even think about creating a video? No. I just decided I was going to do that in the process. I don't know. But I'm out here on the treadmill. That happened within me before I actually ended up doing it. Some people may call that premeditating, just thinking, whatever the case may be. But you have to consider, like, where did that thought come from? Where did that feeling come from? You wasn't thinking about it before it came. It just happened. It instantly popped up in your mind. It instantly popped up in your heart and your spirit. And it created the desire to either want to do it or not do it. We all have that choice. And the great thing about it, when we're talking about spiritually, we got good, bad, positive, negative, evil, good, whatever you want to call it. Every opposing force is a choice. Now we all get to make it. To me, is it necessary that we have to choose? Because couldn't somebody be nice to you at one point and be mean to you the next? What does that say? As a whole, as humanity, what does that say? That it isn't a matter of good and evil. At least, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments, because I'm going to post this video up in all platforms that will allow it. However, these are just a couple questions that I wanted to ask. Because it's like, it's either people have thought about it, or they haven't thought about it, or they have and they just don't care, or they didn't see any means or any reason to want to dive deeper and find out what that truth was for them. I'm going to throw a warning out there to people who don't like criticism and things of that nature. Well, we're going to grow from those types of things. But like, people that don't like criticism, that don't, well, they do have an aptitude for having anxiety in social situations. People that feel alone in a room amongst people. People that have empathy, that can feel their surroundings, feel the emotions of the people around you. Know that the people that sense something greater is around them at all times. Not just within. The people that can sense these things, they can feel them. These are the people that it's for. The only warning I'm going to give out here is that there's not many people that are willing to truly be themselves and come from amongst the crowd. You'll have, anytime that will have a group of people that all do the same thing. And I'm not talking about like an activity or like a club, some social get-together, anything like that. I'm not speaking in that matter. I'm speaking about the people that are truly weird, truly peculiar. Like they stand out and they don't even try to. They're just being themselves. In the peace amongst themselves. And they just happen to stand out like a sore thumb. These are the people that have to endure that criticism, that persecution, the hate that the world is going to give. Because all the other people, they're looking at their Instagram, they're looking at YouTube, they're looking at Facebook. They're in these social groups, which all led from the means of social media. The pressures of your parents, peer pressure, like all the kind of people that follow trends instead of their own heart, instead of what God has created. The only way to find that is within. There's nothing outside of us that can give us the ultimate inward satisfaction than Him. We can go out here and chase money and chase all these things that we do need. Don't get me wrong, that we do need. And still feel empty on the inside. It's those people that don't mind being alone that are essentially my favorite kind of people. And they are this way, not because they want to be, not because they need to have isolation 24/7. No. Those type of people like to be around people. It's just They would rather want to be around authentic people. People that truly express themselves without any external influence. It's those people that just unadulterated, unopinionated, living in their own self-expression, their honest, true self-expression. How do we find that? You have to let go. How do we let go? Think about all the things. How many things in this world takes our attention away from who we are? How many people that spout nonsense, in a sense, and I'm sorry if that offended you, but hey, I've been down this road too long to not say it exactly how I feel it. How many people are spouting nonsense, but not wanting you to be your real, true, authentic self? Many times, that is the ideal success that we can have within ourselves. Everything outside of that should be a reflection of what you have grown to be on the inside. So if you program yourself to believe that you deserve to be successful, that you deserve love, what is going to manifest on the outside of you? What is naturally going to be created outside of you? But it has to come from that place of authenticity. Oh my God. It must be something. And you see, I remember this guy named Chris. And I know a lot of Chris, so. But which one? I'm not going to say which one. But, this guy named Chris. I was just being authentically myself. But the way that I move, the way that I speak, the way that I think, how I treat people is authentically me. And so many times over, I was hated on for trying to be me and trying to be successful in the meantime. Many times over, I had to tell them, nobody can be a greater you than you. Why is that? Why couldn't anybody be better at being another person? They can come close. Don't get me wrong. You can copy them. They can be copied. But then you're always going to be one step behind that person. No matter how much you know, think you know what he thinks, think you know how he feels, think you know his movements, his actions, his choices, his beliefs. It doesn't matter. You'll always be one step behind that person. Whether you know the next step coming or not, but you don't know how that person may express themselves in that moment. Whether you know that choice or not. as many times yes and no's is just a robotic bot ass answer. I'm gonna just say it like that. It's a bot ass answer. Can you compute this calculation? Yes. Error. No. You know, that's a bot ass shit. Versus somebody, oh, can you compute this calculation? It depends. Is it gonna help me get further in life or not? Because if not, then the answer is no. Like, no. If the answer is going to make my life any better, yeah. Come on with it. You know? Let's go ahead and get it going. You know what I'm saying? Now, things that affect that answer. If it's within your authenticity, how does it affect other people? Because remember, people are watching. And it's not to say that your feelings and emotions, your thoughts have to be completely decided upon what others may think about you or judge you for. No, that doesn't matter. My belief, as long as you're doing righteously what's good for you, and it hurts nobody, there's no harm and danger in that.
What do you mean goodbye? Something wrong there? No.
Because, you know, people are going to say whatever they want to say. At the end of the day, whether they realize what this message is really for, what is being portrayed, what is supposed to be installed into your mind and in your soul and in your heart, if they're missing that point, or they refuse to accept that point, then it's just another one of those bots. An agent, if I must say. Those of you that seen The Matrix know what I'm talking about. That can be anyone and everyone all at once. Wake up, people. Wake up. Oh, sure, I'm already 2.5 in. Anyways. Bruce Lee was like one of my favorite people. He was an example of the type of person that I'm talking about. Everything was about true expression. And you see people look at him in awe. It's like, that's a bad dude right there. Like, you know, if you was a step to him, you was asking for some problems, yo. For real. But he was always the type of person that tried to neutralize the situation without even getting into it. You know? Because he knew what he would do to somebody if it had to happen. And that's the crazy part about it. But he was all about true expression. We gonna get into that. I'm gonna start making some videos that pretty much like reaction videos that's gonna break down like in simpler terms, for those that are completely asleep, I gotta put it in simpler terms. No offense. But we gonna look over some videos and get a higher perspective from it. Tell me, would y'all like to see that? I think that would be pretty helpful to a lot of people. Because you're gonna break down all kinds of topics. Not just for my spiritual growth, because like I said, I'm starting over again. But for everybody else's as well. It's like, I wish I knew how to rap or something like that. Like, of course I understand the concept of it, but like, now somebody can teach me how to like actually flow though. I still got, see, I done explored so many different things and aspects. I still got some of that white boy in me. Nah, some of the white boys that would be flowing. No cap. Harry Mack, he be flowing. Of course, Aaron. Most people won't think it, but Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst, he be flowing. That take flow to do that. But that's their true expression. I guess that's what it really depends on at the end of the day, huh? Anywho, I'm gonna bring this video to an end. I think that's a pretty good little introduction right there. It's soul food. Like, share, subscribe. Do whatever you want with it, I don't care. But y'all know what to do. Peace. I'm gonna keep running. And I'm out.